Oh no, stop filming the oh my god. Oh, he's rubbing the shit on her ass. That shot out of her ass like a goddamn missile. Getting real tired of seeing enemas. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize for my disheveled looks. I had a feeling I'd need a shower after watching today's film, and oh boy, was I correct. You wanna watch Water Power with me? It's kind of like The Water Boy. And what's worrying about this film is not only its existence, but the fact that it's actually based on a true crime case, the case of the Enema Bandit. And whenever director Shane Costello, who is also famous for directing another great theme adult film, Forced Entry, heard about that case and wanted to adapt it, he knew the man to call for the job. The gremlin of the 70s adult industry, Jamie Gillis. I feel like they just filmed Jamie Gillis's regular ass day and threw it in there, because it feels like something he'd actually do, just peep on his neighbors. Who I will say is the perfect casting choice for this, because he looks like a total psychopath. And from what I heard, he was. Don't ever zoom up on Jamie's face ever again, you fucking bastards. So yes, today I finally watched Water Power. And the worst thing about this film is that I enjoyed it. Now let me explain myself. Finally, biblically accurate enema. So the film starts with Jamie Gillis at some sort of event in New York, and this clearly is inspired by Taxi Driver. Imagine this film being Taxi Driver, but Travis Bickle likes to forcibly put enemas in ladies' buttholes.
Don't let him do that.
So yeah, he takes his iconic photo in front of the American flag, and then we get the opening credits. We see some shots of the film coming up, and already you see that the ladies are pretty attractive. But since you know what's going to happen to them, it doesn't really matter, because you know that Jamie Gillis is gonna do what Jamie Gillis does. Colonics and infantilism are in this year. Jesus Christ, what does that mean? To the surprise of nobody, Jamie Gillis's character is a complete pervert on the verge of a mental breakdown. He lives in an apartment that is decorated with filthy magazines, and he likes to spy on his neighbor, who's a flight attendant. Why is that important? It's not. I just wanted to mention it before I get to the filthy enema scenes. And he looks at her getting naked, and he really likes her because in his heart, she's pure. And the way he thinks about women and the way he talks reminded me a lot of the character in Dr. Lamb, and also Maniac, two movies that I feel were influenced by this film in some ways. After Jamie is done peeping, we get some amazing shots of 42nd Street in the 70s. This film is a time capsule, and we can see the amazing palace of filth that was 42nd Street full on display. He stops at a brothel that is called the Garden of Eden, Catholic reference, yay, and he meets the brothel mistress, the boss, and Eve, who's just a prostitute that works at the brothel. And she's very attractive, so when I heard how much it cost to have intercourse with her, I was kind of shocked. Wait, $10 to have sex with her? Jesus Christ, sign me up. So Jamie Gillis, being a little pervert, takes Eve's offer and they go into a private room. And then we get a quick fellatio, and afterwards we see that Jamie Gillis might be looking for something more thrilling. And between the scene of Jamie Gillis and Eve having intercourse, we also see a girl going into an operation room, which we later find out is a set in this brothel. The customer that Jamie Gillis met when he came into the brothel is patiently waiting his turn, and then he dresses up as a doctor and goes to do the procedure. So whenever Jamie Gillis is done and he's looking for some more thrill, the lady tells her the entire menu that they offer at this amazing brothel, and then Jamie Gillis is curious about a particular one. They use the scientific term, but it's basically enemas up the poop chute. And then the mistress is like, we're actually doing it right now, so if you want to come see, you can. And Jamie is like, hell yeah, let's do this shit. Literally. She's got a big asshole, you gotta go with a big nozzle. And then we get to the good stuff, if you like enemas, and my worst nightmare, if you're me. where we see a detailed procedure complete with doctor or medical terminology of an enema on this lovely prostitute that, again, looks beautiful, but not after she gets defiled with an enema scene. Oh, stop saying anus. Petroleum jelly? Oh, that's an asshole if I've ever seen one. No, not Vaseline on the asshole. And it is so clean and procedural that it's actually impressive, but I still had a hard time to watch it. There's some little flakes in there. The cocksucking was really unnecessary, and Jamie is getting very excited. This scene was a revelation for both Jamie Gillis and myself, but for Jamie Gillis it was a religious awakening, and for me it was a confirmation that I don't like poo-poo. So yeah, this triggers something in Jamie Gillis's head. He was already unstable, but that makes him worse. And then he sees himself as a savior of humanity who will clean the dirty town by cleaning buttholes with enemas. Jamie Gillis is having like a Joe Spinell from Maniac moment, but talking about cleaning shit out of ass. And the acting is so good on Jamie Gillis's part, the cinematography, which makes this film a really compelling film to watch. There's actual tension, there's actual characters, there's actual motivation. It's such a good film until you get to see poop water everywhere. And the first victim of Jamie Gillis is of course his neighbor, because one day when he's peeping on her, he sees her having sex with her boyfriend, which makes him very angry, because again, he thought she was pure. Although he has a bunch of filthy magazine and he saw a prostitute and he saw a live enema show, but you know, for her, having sex is bad. He's got a little diary. Little maniac's got a little diary where he's gonna write everybody we put an enema up their ass. Little buddy. So after that, he breaks into her apartment to, you know, the thing that YouTube doesn't like me talking about, but it doesn't end there. Not only does he have her at gunpoint, after the intercourse, he decides that it's cleaning time. This is a disgusting movie, but I feel like it's gonna get worse because he hasn't pulled out the enema yet. And what's even more disgusting is that the first enema scene, honestly, even though it grossed me out, wasn't too bad because it was medical, procedural, clean. The rest of the enema scenes are not that, and we see the brown water everywhere. This might be the fucking vilest adult film I've ever seen. I just ate lunch. Stop filming the shit. Oh my god. Oh, he's rubbing the shit on her ass. So yeah, after Jamie is done doing that, well, he goes back to his apartment and we learn that he has a girlfriend. Well, you see, babe, I've had a mental breakdown watching a man administer an enema while dressed up as a doctor in some brothel, and now I've turned into a rapist who also administers enemas, but that time without consent. Then we're introduced to the police officers that are gonna go on the case. This mustachioed man who's clearly gonna be having sex later because he has the porn stash, and his captain tells him, if you don't complete this in 24 hours, you'll have to work with a woman. You have 24 hours to resolve the case, or you're gonna work with a woman, you see? Which clearly doesn't resolve anything under 24 hours, so he is forced to work with a woman. Which is terrible. I know. The cops are having sex. I guess having a lady partner isn't too bad after all, right, dude? But of course, they like each other and they have sex. And then Jamie Gillis follows these sisters home. But they're not any regular sisters, and I'm not talking about like the religious sisters. I'm talking about like sister and sister. They're bored at home, so they have intercourse with each other. Yay, incest. That's really what this movie was missing. We got incest. My favorite. And then we get probably the worst enema scene of the film, which is also kind of comedic because whenever the lady shoots the poop, she's clearly laughing, and also the poop shooting is comedic. But it's also absolutely disgusting because Jamie Gillis in this is an absolute animal. He's rough, he hits them, gives them an enema, he bonds them. Like, it's a completely disgusting scene, and of course it ends with enemas and then golden shower to finally come to the climax of the scene. It's a vile, disgusting scene that will upset your stomach. Oh my god. I'm having a mix of emotion. That was gross, but that shit shot out of her ass like a goddamn missile, and she's smiling. That dirty, filthy ass bitch is laughing while she's shooting out shit from her ass. Is he pissing on them? To add insult to injury, Jamie is just pissing on them, and then he's gonna finish on her fucking tit. What? That's... my god. And it's also cut between the regular intercourse scene between the police officer and the other police officer, which makes it even more jarring. Then we get to what is, in my opinion, the stupidest part of this movie. Before that, they have Nathan's famous hot dog, because this is a New York movie, so you needed to plug hot dogs into it. After we watch one of the most terrible grape scene I've ever seen, just here are some dudes eating hot dogs. But yeah, then we get the police who plan to find this man. Clearly, they know that it's Jamie Gillis behind the crime, so they're like, let's catch him. So the lady police officer offers herself as bait and tells the guy, oh, if I drop my Kleenex or whatever, that means I'm going out with Jamie Gillis and you need to come help me to arrest him. So she does. And then she drops her handkerchief while the other police officer, is having a conversation. Well, he's kind of angry at somebody disturbing him, asking him for direction, so he doesn't see her drop the handkerchief. Now, the reason I fucking hate this scene is because she drops the handkerchief, she goes to her apartment, it takes them maybe a minute to go there, but after the police officer is done talking to the dumbass asking for directions, he drives for like 40 minutes. So it's 2 minutes walk or 40 minutes drive to her apartment? It just makes no sense. Clearly he was, in the view of her handkerchief, and she was close enough to her apartment that they could walk for like 2 minutes, but the rest of the movie is him driving to the police officer's apartment. Why? You're supposed to be right next door. It's all to create tension because, of course, Jamie Gillis discovers she's a police officer and plans to do his final big enema attack on her, which, again, it's disgusting, but it's just so infuriating. I was watching this, like, come on, dude, you're supposed to be this close. Like, this is so stupid. Just get to the fucking apartment. Oh, Jamie, you sick fuck. But for what it is, the tension is actually pretty good, and I was on the edge of my seat hoping that the police officer would catch Jamie Gillis. But of course, he doesn't, because Jamie is Jamie Gillis and he's gonna enema bandit his entire life, because that's the life he chose. That was vile. But it was good. Alright, so my final thoughts on Water Power. By the way, this edition is insane. It's put out by Sin Film Preservation, and the artwork is by ivy.here.uwu. I'll link their stuff in the description. Great stuff. There's a poster too. As I said in the beginning, I do not like the fact that I like this film, but I cannot lie in telling you that it's not a good film. It is a great narrative film that just happens to have, adult stuff in it. It's just like I said, it's Taxi Driver meets an adult film, and Maniac meets an adult film, and it also has a bit of Dr. Lamb. All movies that I absolutely adore. Add to that the gritty New York and just Jamie Gillis's insane performance. He's the best part of this movie. He might be a piece of dog shit, but at least he's a good actor. And it's just insane how well done this film is. From the cinematography, the music, the tension, the characters, the acting. Like, it's a solid film that just happens to be one of the filthiest, most disgusting, throw-upable adult film I've ever seen. It's really a product of its time, as in the 70s were the golden era for adult films. They had plots, they had stories, and this one stands on its own because it's not goofy. A lot of the adult films from this era were goofy because, you're trying to do your deed. This movie doesn't attempt to get you into the mood in any way. First of all, most of these sex scenes are non-consensual, which is already pretty weird, and then they all finish with Jamie Gillis giving crying women enemas. It's vile, it's disgusting. I do not recommend it to everybody, but if you're a particular type of sleazeball, you're gonna have a good time with this one. Thank you for watching. This was a blast to do, and see you guys next time.